Good morning. My name is Styles, and I've got Darren Moore in the house. The man is such a genius, he gets it from Mouse. Hey, this season ends #1.
Let's go. News from the first 2 days of the 4-star Olympic qualifier is that Jessica George and her South African thoroughbred wrap-up have met qualifying standards for both the dressage and cross-country phases.
Well done, Jessica. Lovely stuff.
With just the show jumping phase to go, we're on our way up to Oak Springs Farm in Moy River to cheer Jessica and wrap-up on.
Jessica George on a wrap-up coming out.
We can feel the butterflies already, knowing how much of a big deal this is. Should they complete a successful show jumping round, they will not only qualify for Paris 2024, but also prove it's possible to qualify for the Olympics in South Africa and on a South African bred horse.
The Gold Circle South African Adult Eventing Championship.
Believing in the dream, Gold Circle got behind the event, sponsoring both the 4-star Olympic qualifier as well as the 3-star South African Championship.
I came over for the international 3 and 4-star classes, the international classes, and therefore you have to have from the FEI list a level 3 TD, and that's why I'm here. TD is a technical delegate, so I have to make sure that everything is going according to the rules, starting from the sizes of the dressage arenas, that they have proper places for the judges, that I have to measure the whole cross-country course that is in between the rules, the length, the height of the fences, the way they build the fences, that they are safe. So it's all over duty.
And Mbhele Georgia is currently lying second in class with 38.
I was really impressed about the quality of horses we've seen here and also the level the riders are. Yeah, it's still not really 100% like we have in Europe, but I think it's on a good way.
Are you a fan of the thoroughbred?
I definitely am. I think that the best sport for a former racehorse, a thoroughbred, could be the eventing, because they show the ability to gallop for long distances. Yeah, what they have to have is some jumping scope, jumping ability, and hopefully this is so far a little bit the problem. We need some little bit better movement for the dressage, but for the cross-country part, it's a perfect horse.
Whilst Jessica waited anxiously for her show jumping round, Australian eventer John Toomey on Just Jasper put up some superb riding to take away the Gold Circle 3-star South African Eventing Championship.
And that's how you do it.
Just Jasper is 3/4 thoroughbred or 75% blood, as John would say.
You know, I'm a bit biased because I grew up, I've been riding a long time, and I just rode thoroughbreds for the longest time in my life. I worked in the racing industry, and they wanted me to be a jockey, but wasn't as interested in going fast in a straight line as I was jumping. But for me, I really prefer a horse that's at 50% blood at least. My best horse I've ever owned in my life was 3/4 thoroughbred by the famous Brilliant Invader. And he was a proper unicorn. But for me, the thoroughbred gives you the better brain. I mean, this one's a warm blood, and I block her ears, but I call them dumb bloods a little. You know, you put your leg on, you count to 3. Whereas the thoroughbred, if you've got timing and feel, they appreciate an empathetic ride, and they're very fast with their minds, they have very good instincts, and the blood gives you endurance.
John, congratulations again. It was wonderful watching you ride, and all the best.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And all too soon, the height of the track was raised to 1.25 m for Jessica and wrap-up.
We have one rider, Jessica George on a wrap-up coming out for the Gold Circle Championships qualifier for the Olympics. All eyes on the centre arena. And that is the bell for Jessica George and wrap-up to start their 4-star Olympic qualifier course. Jessica George. Finishing her Olympic qualifier with only 5.6 penalties at the end. Jessica George ending the weekend on 56.3 penalties.
Jess, how are you feeling?
Oh my word, I mean, coming into that final treble, I don't think I was breathing, but I'm feeling, I think just the hours, the years, the months like of hard work and everything, to like be at this moment, I just feel on top of the world, so happy, so proud of Rafa, so grateful for the team. Yeah, I just don't really have words, it's just amazing.
Where to from here now?
So now it's the exciting part that we kind of, now that this show is over, we've gotten our 2 short format 4 stars, and this is our final 4-star long format qualifier. So now we're qualified for Paris Olympics. So now the thing is getting him out the country. So now we've got to try and get him overseas, and the moment he's overseas we start our countdown to that. So yeah, just getting him out the country.
Douglas Walsh is the rider who started wrap-up in his eventing career and is now Jessica's coach.
He was always primed to be a big time horse. From the moment we started working him, he showed a superb jump, he showed character, and he's as brave as anything. So incredible horse, and he deserves to go and represent at the highest level. And I know he can do it.
Douglas, how does it make you feel?
A bit emotional, but I'd like to have kept the horse, but I'm too old to go to Olympic Games, you know. You've got to learn where to draw the line, and it's really hard to do it, it's tough. She can do it, she's a tough cookie.
Yeah, I'm feeling great, overexcited, over the moon. It was like a dream, it's like a dream to me that my kid has qualified for the Olympics. It's a great opportunity for us.
Describe this feeling.
It's shattered nerves. Oh, my shattered nerves. It's been a very long journey, and there's been lots of pressure on Jessica, on the horse, on us, on her team, and it's just a fantastic feeling to know we pulled it off. There's still a few more hurdles and hiccups in the road. We've got to get the horse exported. We've got to do a sort of another event overseas, not as a qualifier, just as a confirmation. So there's still a good 9-10 months of the road, but she's qualified and we're heading to Paris. So we're delighted, and I just think it's a lifetime experience for us. So my wife and I are just ecstatic.
She did a really good job with that horse. It was a very nice horse with many scope, but there was a lot of pressure on that young lady. Everybody was watching her, and it was her last chance to do the qualification for Paris Olympics. She had to do it this year, so luckily it all went out really well, and she did a very good job.
It's fantastic that she's sitting on an example of what a good South African thoroughbred is like. It's fantastic that it's the only Olympic sport where men and women compete equally. She won't be competing equally because she's got such a super horse, but it really takes people around her and people like Gold Circle to get behind it and encourage her. I think she's an icon now to so many young kids, young girls who want to follow the dream and do the same thing, and if that's all she does, we're delighted.
Quinton, tell me the route that you have elected to go to try and get Jessica and wrap up overseas.
Michele, it was a very conscious decision to align with the FEI, which is the international standard for eventing, and to make sure that South Africa hosts FEI events, which mean that you can qualify in South Africa. You don't have to export a horse, you don't have to send your kids overseas, not until you know they're at a level where they actually can qualify for something like the World Equestrian Games, or in Jessica's case, the Olympics. And that was a very conscious decision that we decided at Eventing South Africa, to know that as custodians of the sport, we want our riders, we want our horses to be able to compete in South Africa and qualify in South Africa before knowing that you're ready for the international stage. And I think that's, there's been lots of difficulties, there's been lots of obstacles, but we pulled it off, and we just hope we can keep some momentum behind it, and that we get much more enthusiasm to know that for the generations behind we keep this up. It's been fantastic that we pulled it off.
What will it be like to ride at the games?
It will be a big challenge for her, but it will also be a very big educational step for her and a good opportunity, because then when we have that 4-star long classes, for example, in Europe, normally we have 30, 40 competitors. So it will be good for her to compete there, to see the level of the other riders. So then she knows where to go to, where she has to work on in the future.
We wish you well. We're all rooting for you. We're going to be following you. Well done, Jess, and wrap up.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. He's an incredible horse, and I think he did his dad, Grayson, really proud today. So, yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful combination.